Hello, one and all, welcome back to more Let's Play Persona 3 FES. I have the next few trades. In the last part, things were actually going pretty well, all things considered. But then I got accidentally whomped, and it kind of inspired me to do a little bit more training. Not so much for the levels, but more so to get money so I could buy better weapons. As you can see, Metis here is kind of freaking... I mean, my goodness, this is the first time I've actually seen the weapon. That is kind of freaking amazing. You just went like 50,000 steps into the direction of awesome, if I'm being perfectly honest. And with that, we shall go back into the door and hopefully maybe not get blindsided, because everybody's got better armor now. We should all be okay. Yeah, you go ahead and scan. We've already been there, already gone and done that. Of course, the problem is I haven't been in here since I lost, so I don't actually fully remember the weaknesses. Which I think ultimately doesn't matter, because I don't even remember fighting these things. Well, except for the knight over there. I think I fought in one of those, although I guess I never analyzed it. Many questions are being asked. Very few answers are being given. Failing all else, let's just set fire to everything and see if it happens. Nothing happens. And they are busting out the poisons. Sentient things of monsters, not good. Alright, so she's gained a couple new powers. Let's see. Ice might be a thing. Always worth a shot. Freeze it? No. Big damage, though. That was gonna be my main guess, because it feels like those are almost always weak to that. But still, I see, that was unnecessary. A little rude, in fact, you might say. Alright. Yeah, so I actually looked through Junpei's abilities. Turns out, I think he has a power that boosts his HP. It's just not incredibly obvious about it. So, like he gains HP on his turns, I think. I need to pay actual attention to that. Because it's a good thing to know if true. Because then, I think I also gave him an item that also does that. Wow, that thing is immune to most things. That's a mild issue. Alright, well, luckily I happen to have something specifically for this. So we'll just go ahead and give that a try. Granted, it's not going to be fantastic odds, but considering it pretty much repels or shoots back literally everything else. Hey, luck be a lady tonight. Smack of them up something fierce. There we go. That worked out alright. Her arm is significantly larger now that it has a rifle attached to it. And, whoa, whoa. There we go. Give me that EXPs. Anybody leveling up? No? Worth a shot. You never know. I don't look at these numbers closely enough to actually know or not. Alright, Junpei, I'm gonna need you to give me some information here. Did I give you an item that also gives you HP? I believe I did. Yes, restores a tiny bit of HP every turn. And his actual app, I should have probably bothered actually showing it. I believe it is Spring of Life, which I can only assume is partially because of Chidori? Because I don't think he had that before. Seems like a new thing, honestly. Regardless, if he does have now 2 different methods of gaining HP every single turn, then that actually gives him more of a reason to be able to use his physical attacks. That's something worth thinking about. Now we will continuously jump down the various holes to see what happens. Where are you at? Various monsters and things of that nature. Alright, well, this one is more easy to sneak up on, so that's the direction we're going. Plus free loot. Never turn down free loot. Cool, we're just gonna casually do a repeat performance of the last thing. Except this time, my ability won't work. Called it like clockwork. I'm just that good. I can see the damn future, people. Whoop, whoop. Those things barely look like they've actually been knocked down. I feel like they should have animated them actually, like, falling over onto their side or something. Then again, I guess it would have been kind of annoying to have to try and animate them getting back up. Alright, so fire and ice can work. Then we'll roll with ice. Throw out the fire and ice, because we can't rely solely on instant kill moves. And that's obviously not going to work. And not really a whole lot for Yukari to be able to do, so I guess she'll just kind of wait. And I'll just hang out for a bit. Gonna chuck a giant fireball at the knight. as is tradition. And then, I mean, I'm gonna keep trying to use Hama. I'm just going to not expect it to work. And I was correct for doing so. I do not care for enemies that are only weak to light and dark, because it's not really a weakness. I guess maybe the statistical odds of an enemy being able to get hit by it increase. That's how they facilitate that. But it really doesn't seem like it works well enough to actually work that way. Anyway, I noticed that you got back up on your, for lack of a better term, feet. I might have to ask you to sit back down, if it's all the same to you. Thank you and good day. And chuck out another giant old fire. It's an ice ball. It's an ice stalactite. Wait, stalactites or stalagmites? Whichever one comes up from the ground. Alright then, I have a persona for all elements. Igus is the most versatile gal. Sit your ass back down, you weird sentient castle thing. Nyeh. Or not. I suppose that was also an option. Don't appreciate it. Alright, you're immune to strike. But that doesn't mean I can't hit you really hard with a sword. I still can't get over the fact that Junpei really does use his sword more like a baseball bat. Like, he is not using a sword the way that you're meant to use a sword. I mean, I can't argue for the results. I mean, it works. So, that's fine. Who am I to criticize when things are successful? Also, very tempting to get Black Frost, because that is always good. Hey! Level 44. Aight, that's good to see. Also, an opal! I'm probably gonna have to buy some of those cards to boost Persona strength at some point. Seems like a pretty safe bet. Oh, more free stuff! Topaz! Give me all of the fancy rocks as I sneak on by. Except, oh, hey, I thought I was going towards a dead end. This might not be a dead end in the end. It was very much a dead end. All right. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not used to the game just flat out having, like, long corridors leading to absolutely nothing. Usually they throw some kind of a, you know, at least a treasure chest at the end of those things. I kind of figured that at the very least I would have been given a way to maybe, like, run around the enemy that was chasing me or something. Unfortunate! Alright, then I'll give ice a try. Seems like a good idea. Mabufu! Put him on ice! There we go. I vaguely recalled fighting these things before, and I thought ice was the weakness, but I did not remember. I was fully prepared for that to have gone poorly. Them some big-ass numbers that we just gave them. My goodness. Alright. Just keep on giving experience. Part of the training I went through was mainly just so Yukari could have a better healing spell, a multi-healing spell again, because Media was not cutting it in any way. We were not making that, we weren't going to get very far with that. Also, I haven't been able to get Igus a better persona that can also do some better healing. I'm sure it'll eventually be an option, but so far it doesn't seem to be the case. I tried just about every combination out of the ones I have. I also fused a bunch of them together so I'd have room for new ones. Alright, if it's all the same to you, I was kind of hoping maybe you couldn't do that, or at least wouldn't do that. Oh, you would target the one guy that happens to be weak to that. Absolutely disgusting. And that's just rude. Alright then, have I analyzed either? No, I have not. Alright then. Beginning the arduous process of finding weaknesses. Alright, neutral to ice. Fair enough. Yeah, well, it would have been much nicer if you were also able to, you know, well, I didn't want to use that. If you actually could attack on the turn that you get back up. But I understand that that's not how this works. Alright, full on immune to that. Well, doesn't that just figure all? Alright then. Then, how does this weird goopy man think about wind? He is neutral to the process. Y'all wasted your dang time. They're both weak to fire. Well, diggity dang, man. I rolled the bones on that, and it came up complete bupkis. I used ice when I should have used the burnings. I didn't find the weaknesses, Fuka, for the love of Jeebus. At least give yourself credit for when you are the reason why we do good things. So strange. More often than not, she just says stuff that we already know, but when on the off chance that, you know, she's the entire reason we were able to figure out a weakness at all, now that's the time she'll say that, oh, good job, you found the weakness. It doesn't even sound passive-aggressive. It sounds legitimate. So that's just strange. I understand it's because the games don't have, you know, context clues for that sort of thing, but still. You're getting closer to the strong presence. Look out! Whoa! Yes, don't you worry. I am full of the sneaky sneakies. I also feel like I'm probably strong enough to be able to deal with whatever it is that's going to end up being a thing. An Ortico in the rifle. Is that what I perhaps already bought? It is, but does it have a better effect? +4 strength? Yeah, that beats +3 luck. We'll go for that. Heck yeah. That just means I shoot things harder. You wouldn't think boosting your strength would make bullets hit harder, but they do. Also, there was a monster there. Didn't see him before that became a problem. Who am I? And super special secret monster. Oh, lordy, it's a bunch of these dudes. Alright then, we'll head back to King Frost. Assuming they don't knock over Junpei, he can be the guy who uses the fire powers. As is kind of the reason he's sort of here. Alright, that did not work out. How do you feel about wind? Fair enough. Alright then, how do you feel about arrows? Yeah, as it turns out, a lot of things aren't going to work, including cutting weapons. That's a bit of an issue. Also, uses a lot of electricity moves, apparently. Well, not a lot. It has exactly one. But that's still annoying, because it's multi-hit. Well, this is gonna be a bit of an issue, boys say. Alright, well, it's not immune to fire, making it the best possible course of action for Junpei. Luckily for us, doesn't seem like it's gonna be too big of a problem. This should make you more susceptible to crits! It did not work! I done did my best, but it done didn't dang work. Alright, hit him with the hammer! Blammo! Yeah, that's always not the greatest. Let's just stop that. Here's hoping that Yukari can stay standing up long enough to be able to use something of that effect. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. Could somebody other than Yukari have a turn first? Yeah. Right. I don't have my incredibly large supply of discharms anymore. Okay, that gets rid of panic, fear, and distress. Doesn't do anything about charm. All right. So these enemies are definitely about to get healed. This is going to be really problematic, if I'm being honest. Yep, she'll do that sometimes. Oh, if you're just going to shoot. All right, that's not nearly as big of a problem. That, on the other hand, is quite a bit of an issue. All right, so this is bad. Some might say that this is the worst possible thing that could happen. Okay. I have a small amount of options available to me at this moment. I have decided to go for the keeping Aigis alive thing. I'm sorry, Metis, I can revive you. I've got a lot of bombs of life and what have you. But if Aigis goes down, we're getting a game over. And I'd really rather not have the end of another training arc result in that. Yep. Okay, that's exactly what you want to see. Yes, I am very much aware of that, and I plan on helping her with that in a moment. First things first, let's get Metis back up here. There we go. Imagine being Metis and getting shot by your sister. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. And you have chosen poorly. That is not the right thing to do, given the situation. Now you're gonna get bonked on the head with a hammer. And possibly ended? No. Also, hang on. Oh, it's strong against Slice, not immune. For some reason, I thought that was the case. And you might be wondering why I was doing that anyway. Well, the answer to your question is I'm stupid. Now, I could end the enemy here and now, but at the same time, I don't know. It feels better to just heal everybody up. All right, wow, it actually straight up missed. Good for us. Yeah, the enemy is definitely doing that. Thank goodness. Now, if I could just collect the experience booster, then we'll be in the money. 851. Ice Break. I doubt I'll ever use it. Ooh, growth 1, though. That's handy. Really? Nobody leveled up from that? That's a bummer. All right, then. Well, heal everybody up if you don't mind. Thank you very much. And we'll just sneaky snock our way through and grab a rare thing. A strike ward. That's cool. You gonna be able to reach us? I don't trust my ability to be able to get past it. And so instead, I shoot it in the face. All right, you seem to be an entirely different breed. Also, either I didn't ever analyze you or I killed you before I could. Yeah, nope, still weak to ice. Those are different things. Although that absorbs ice. Bit of an issue, dat. All right, then, hang on. I've got the power of the Boo-Foo. The Boo-Foo-La. Boo-Foo-La. Foo-Foo-La. I don't know, I was trying to do a head shell thing. Didn't really work out. Did my best, though. And we know that ice no good. How about the Whins? Or are you exactly like the stronger version? Okay, you're not exactly like the other version, but you're still pretty annoying, if we're being real. Now, you'll go ahead and recover all you want. Don't matter to me. Blammo! I don't know what that was, but I'm offended that you did it. Let that be known. Alright, I could knock them back down, but I'd rather end you. Just straight up make you go away bye-bye time, you know? Plus, you know, that was always an option, too. I could utilize weaknesses, or I could just horribly bludgeon them to death with a gigantic mallet. And you know what? Sometimes you just gotta go with the more obvious and easy answer.
Yes, my skill level has increased.
See, that's exactly what you want to hear and see on a daily basis. Yukari getting better and stronger. And we've reached the locale. All right, then. Yukari, I'm going to ask for one more round of healing, and then we're going to jump down a hole and see what happens. But only after we save. Save as soon as I make sure that I know which one I'm actually supposed to do. And there you go. All right, down the hole we go, everybody. We've probably got enough SP to make this work. Hip it up. Who's gonna mess with us this time, I wonders? It's a couple lions! I like their style, though. Also, a statue dude. Enemy in shadow! Incoming! Oh, we didn't actually see the shadow of the main character running away. So, that's good. I mean, not really, but at the same time... So, probably not gonna get any worthwhile information, so... let's go with the whole weakness-finding thing. Lions weak to ice. This is useful information to me. Yep, not gonna get anything resembling good information out of this. Alright. Then we know that ice works on them. What does the wind do? The wind do nothing. Fire break, eh? Interesting. So the question is, did it absorb it, reflect it, or dodge it? Because I'm gonna be honest, I was only able to see what the lions were up to. Oh, that's a bit of an issue if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah, sure, they take extra damage, but the enemy was already pretty strong to begin with. Yeah, so please stay right on your buttock. I might actually have to use an ice skill on the giant statue one more time. And closely pay attention to what happens. Alright, it absorbs it, so ice is fully 100% not the optimal choice. Alright, then I believe I've got something in here. I tried wind, fire, and ice. Well, I didn't try fire, but it uses fire. So I feel like the odds of it being weak to it are very unlikely. I feel like I really should be using this turn going for electric, but here I go anyway. Yeah, that stood to reason. Alright, well, that's a fine kettle of fish. Then, instead, how about we just do as much damage to them as we possibly can. Alright. I mean, I figured since it was using fire break and what have you, that was probably what the case was, but still. Alright, then, let's just keep knocking the lions down. So far, the statue doesn't seem super duper interested in doing anything other than making people not immune to fire attacks. I assume that means it's going to, you know, do a fire attack, but regardless. Alright then, so with all that, how does hitting it with a hammer look? Not bad, all things considered. Alright then, so I suppose the only thing left I can try would be electricity. But which one of you dang things does it? I know I've got like a bird in here that has electric magic. Well, you're not a bird, but you'll do. Maybe I got rid of the bird and got you as a replacement. Hard to say. Medium shock damage to one foe, let's see if it works. Electrocuting a rock, that makes sense. Alright, pretty much not really much of anything there. Very unfortunate. Oh, hey! One of them's all angry and the other one's all frosty. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I wanted that to last longer. We had a pretty cool, you know, duality thing going on here. Oh, okay, that's something you can do then, huh? Weird. Alright then. Then we're just going to have to use the tried and tested method of constantly knocking down the enemy that we can knock down and bludgeoning things with a hammer. Wham! Doesn't seem to have any outstanding resistances. Oh, well, that's going to make things much easier. Thank you. Probably won't kill either, but I'm down. Ooh, that just straight up took out the thing. Is it just me? It feels like that thing was actually presenting itself to be a much bigger threat than it ended up being. Maybe that's just because I'm strong enough to deal with such things, but regardless. Alright then. I'm less annoyed when a character misses when it's the version that doesn't knock them over and make them waste their next turn. Alright then. I have a lot of medical powders. Well, not a lot of them, but I've got a bunch of them, so might as well top us off here. Just gonna, yeah, there we go. I was primarily waiting for it to waste its turn getting back up before I hit it again. Would have been really convenient if you utilized, you know, the rage-inducing nature of your sword again. Ah, well, you take what you can get. Taking them down. Alright, that one worked out pretty dang well for us. It didn't really make an attempt. Also, that's a lot of experience points. My goodness. That's obviously a level up for just about everybody. I guess already leveled up recently, and that was good enough. Alright then. First things first, just give me that loot. A magic mirror, handy dandy. And some meat chains too. Nice. And then we're giving our magical way back to the land of doors. Which also gives us a full heal up. Doodle-doo, as it would happen in the Pokemans. There we go. And up back through. It's weird. I like the fact that that's something that's available, but it's weird that it's a thing. You know, at least when it came to when in Persona 4 and 5, it wasn't easy to get all of your stuff revitalized, but you know, there was a bit of a reason. Like, oh, make friends with this fox and it'll give you a discount on magical leaves that give you your SP back and stuff like that. But like for this, it's just, nah, just go back to where you started on the first floor and you'll magically be better. The atmosphere has changed again. It's still far off, but I sense it's stronger an enemy on the lower floors. Oh, this reaction! I'm sensing the strange reaction again. It's probably that black shadow. I'm trying to draw a bead on it. No good. Can't get a lock. I'll keep trying. Be careful down there. This looks a lot like the first place we were at, if I'm being entirely honest. Just kind of looked like a big old hotel room. Alright then. Didn't really get much of a formal introduction for the enemies in the prior area. And now I'm already probably introduced to new ones. Indeed I am. Alright. This could be a lot of things. Very few good. Let's find out if ice is the magical element in need here. I don't know why I felt like that statue would be weak to ice, but it was. Anyway, we're already waiting for a weakness thing. And if I remember correctly, these blobby dudes... I ran into a blobby dude that didn't have a weakness. Oh, but now I do. Never mind. These are very easily dealt with enemies. Assuming, you know, the attacks hit, which they did, but I realized, you know, as soon as I was done with that sentence, that I was very much inviting the probability of it missing.
I must protect my sister.
Yeah, well, you're actually doing a relatively decent job. I sincerely hope you don't plan on betraying us. It's hard to say. It depends entirely on the context of what that opening cutscene was all about. I suppose it's not impossible that maybe Igus is the bad guy in that situation, but I feel like since we're playing as her, that's not the case. I mean, it's just as weird to think of Akihiko turning not good. I don't know. I feel like something is going to happen. He's going to get really upset with Metis and maybe attack her, and maybe that, and Igus is like fighting in retaliation. I'm not sure. We gotta get to the point where that cutscene makes sense. Who knows how long that'll take, though. I got a lot more corridors to walk down and holes to jump in. As I slowly, very slowly, continue my running abouts. Monsters! You know, what really doesn't help is when my team decides to be behind me and do exactly that thing they just did. Don't do that. That's very annoying. That's a problem. That's another problem. Running from enemies is not as easy as I would like it to be. Well, that was phenomenally lucky. Thank you.
I'll scan the target.
Alright, I'm gonna shoot the stone arm and see what happens. Oh, cool. It gets its next turn immediately. That's cool. Enemy advantage and all that. Now I know what it's like to be on the other foot.
Enemy's weak against wind.
Ah, well, ain't that convenient. That one was entirely on me. I wasn't paying attention.
My power.
It's okay. It was a mild problem, not a big one.
All right, sister. Let's get it.
That was barely any damage whatsoever. You know, I've still yet to actually bother to see how much HP Junpei is getting back on his turns. I really need to actually do that. Alright, let's see if we can maybe go for the 4-sword card. Oh, that's not the 4-sword card, that's Flaros. Alright, well, I mean, that's something I kind of wanted too, so. It was either the 4-sword card or that, so, you know. It's still a win! Dang it! How could it have possibly seen me after I missed that first shot? Alright, the weakness we deduced was wind for these. Yes? Yes. Giant stone arms are weak to a gentle breeze, as it were. Very strange, that.
There are 3 enemies.
But there will be no complaints, because it is the easiest thing for me to do. Unless something like that happens. Alright, I mean, not bad.
Return to normal.
Alright then, and we know that doesn't work, so we're not doing that again. Just straight out the gate, we're not doing that. Come on, brain, try to keep up with my fingies. That's the problem, man. My fingers are flying too fast. They can't, my brain can't keep up with it. And Fasoosh! There we go.
All right, sister. Let's get him.
So I'm kind of curious about these shadows. Is the implication that they're legitimately just giant stone arms and nothing more? Or is the rubble that they're surrounded in a Diglett type situation and it's implied there's something underneath there that we just never see? These are the things that I ask myself. You make me uncomfortable, weird winking punctuation mark. I don't care for it. No, sir. No, thank you. Keep that business away from me. There's the final dang hole. Well, not the final hole, but the next hole. I was looking for that dang hole, and it was really hard to find. Alright, let's just try to avoid any unnecessary tussles. Tussles and Brussels. Alright then. Oh. Alright. At the very least, I'd prefer if the enemies didn't get advantage on me.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
I don't remember what they were weak to. Was it wind? Please let it be wind. It was! Not everybody got knocked over, though. Bummer.
Return to normal.
Alright, then. Now I have to do the annoying one-at-a-time sort of situation. All you're doing is prolonging the suffering that you're going through, weird blobby monsters. Stop dodging my attacks. I'm going to knock you all over, and you will get all-out attacked. This is just how it's going to end up being.
Here's our chance for an all-out attack.
Gotta let that noise just happen, yo. I I appreciate the gumption, but still. Alright, let's try to go for the 4-sword card. Please, thank you. Ceramic legs! That's not a weapon. Not that it's always a weapon, but still. Let's see, ceramic legs. Help me dodge fire better. On the off chance that that matters, then that'll be helpful. I'm not really sure if those evasion boosts really help all that much. It's kind of hard to tell, because evasion and dodging attacks is already so freakishly, you know, rare as is. It feels like it's almost entirely arbitrarily random. Alright then, a spooky monster, fine. Get out of the way, it was in the way. Oh great, it's, oh, very large supply of new monsters.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Alright then, this is an issue. I don't suppose any of you three are weak to ice. Sure would be handy. Alright, none of them were immune. That's cool. You're slightly susceptible to critical hits. I was kind of hoping that was a thing that might be a thing. Okay, let's try wind then. Alright, okay, that's good, that's good. Glad that the one that I analyzed ended up being the one that I managed to miraculously find a weakness for.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
This is probably not going to work, and I'm going to regret it, but here I go. All right, that's not bad. Could have been a whole lot worse. Let's just... Man, a crit would have been really nice.
Piercing attacks don't work.
Wow, just straight up immune to a bunch of stuff. That's annoying. Especially when it's doing stuff like that. Alright then, can I maybe just hit you with a sword? Thank you for being cool enough to allow that.
Oh, is it in time?
Yeah, I noticed. Alright, so... and we determined that it was wind? Right, okay. Problem is, tank is immune to piercing. Now, is strike or slice? It's strike. So slice works, but strike will not, and neither will piercing. That is a mild issue, and they're both just straight up immune to that, so then I might as well just do this twice. No reason not to.
Hurry-chan defeated an enemy.
Okay, so...
Wind won't work.
Just use fire and ice, and we'll eventually whittle it down. That's gonna be our strategy. Good as an option as any. Oh, Lord, please don't. Oh, that was lucky. Actually, you know what might help? Slightly. Hang on a second. I never bothered to remember to do this.
Understood.
You activate that mode, and we know that slices work. Oh! Oh, it might not even be necessary. And it's gonna take bonus damage. Alright, never mind. We might have already just found an instantaneous win button by complete and total fluke. Nice! Holy hell, like Junpei, you don't gotta pull nothing together, dude. That was just a straight up success. You were MVP of that fight. No other way to look at it. King Frost grows stronger and grows growth 1. Oh, but Mabu Fula. I want Mabu Fula. That's a good power.
My skill level has increased.
So did you, like, level up after that boss fight and then again, or... Oh, that's actually looking like that might have been the case. Not bad. Also gonna get Magarula back, which would be handy. But as for you, Junpei, how are your abilities looking? What's the next thing you're gonna... Your next thing you're gonna get is Counter-Strike. I ain't never played that game. How dare you, sir? Alright then, just gonna grab me that. Woo, big pile of money. There ain't nobody alive gonna complain about a big pile of free money. Alright, that's a dead end. We ain't bothering with that. Although, what happened to Yukari? There she is, okay. There was a slight possibility of her having been ambushed by said monsters. Alright, that's not nearly enough money to have justified the fact that I'm about to get into a fight at all.
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
Indeed, I shall. That drawn out syllable was me figuring out what the best course of action would have been. The best course? shock that dude, and then we use our wind magics. You know, it's not often that I actually long for the thing in Dragon Quest where specific types of enemies can be targeted in when you're using, like, mass group spells. So, like, you can use a you use, like, a powerful fire spell, and you're, like, there's a group of enemies, and 3 of them are one thing, and then there's one other thing. You can completely not target that one thing. Usually that's annoying, because you just want to hit everything, and elemental weaknesses aren't nearly as prevalent in Dragon Quest as they are in Persona. But in this particular instance, let me tell you, it would be very handy. Because then I could just weaken them with the multi-hit, and then I can move on, and it'd be swell and grand. No such luck. You're slowly getting closer to the strong enemy presence. You're very close, actually. Please be careful. Yes, yes, yes. Don't worry your biscuits. We're doing just fine. I found the friggin' diamond, so failing all else, we're flippin' rich. Except not really, which is unfortunate. And there was that monster. I would feel worse about not having hit it if fighting the golden hand enemies weren't entirely worthless in this game, honestly. They are definitely 1,050 times better in the later games. I'm much more accustomed to them being metal slimes, but they aren't metal slimes. They just are moderately kind of okay-ish to collect to fight and get stuff from, but not nearly enough to actually, like, bother. Seeing a super rare enemy like that that's almost impossible to kill, that almost always immediately runs away when you fight it, those need to be rewarding as all get out. Otherwise, you're never going to bother with them. Luckily, that was a lesson they clearly learned from. Who goeth there?
Oh, I'm sensing it again.
Yeah, we saw it with our eyeballs.
I wonder if it's a shadow. I wish I could tell for sure. But it feels just like...
Just like what? What is happening? Oh, we're not actually getting... Okay. Considering the loading time, I kind of expected a little bit more there, if I'm being honest. All right. All right, then. Save it up. Save it up. Save it up. And jump down a hole. Yeah, no. You sense a strong presence, and that's an issue, but don't you worry none. I saved before I jumped down the hole. So we'll probably be okay. Then again, whenever I have to fight those dang things,
Wait, I sense the same unknown presence as before.
I really don't like fighting those dancing couples with the heart head. Never goes well.
Could it be? If there are shadows waiting for us like this, could that be what's summoning them?
It'd be unfortunate if true.
Incoming shadows.
Yes, they in fact did not move from when we first saw them. All right, here's hoping for a weakness or two. Literally, if I can get the weakness of even just one of these two things, then we'll be in a good situation. All right, it eats ice. That's annoying. Please don't do that. And we already know for a fact that analyzing them is going to accomplish nothing, so... Okay. Blobby dude's weak to wind. Ow, my face. Please do not do that. Alright, how do you feel about getting hit with gigantic fireballs? Or are you gonna eat that too? Not great, no matter how you look at it. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Probably should have bought it when I had the chance, but I didn't. So, we're just gonna have to deal with it. Alright then, so we determined that the blobby things are weak to ice. So we will knock down the blobby things, and we won't have to deal with them. I thought that they were weak to ice. Crap. Am I stupid? Was it wind? I'm confused. I'm pretty sure it was Igus who figured out... That's the same thing. Hang on a second here. Okay, I guess it was wind. Oh, no, that's right, that's right. It got hit by... It got hit by the ice, but it... Yeah, alright. It's fine, it's fine. I was able to figure it out fast enough for it to not be a problem. No worries. Oh, well, that's gonna be a bit of an issue, if I'm being entirely honest with you. While I understand the appeal... I understand the appeal of hitting Junpei with a very large hammer. Could you maybe not do that? Because you kind of need him. Alright, well, Yukari's gonna get enough of a chance to, you know, fight back. Slicey? Yeah, I kind of figured that was gonna end up happening. Alright, well. It's fine, it's fine. Alright, that's a bead, not a revival bead. Derp. My bad. Alright, so... it eats the greater majority of elemental abilities, and it also just is either immune or reflective of physical attacks. That is, in fact, monstrously annoying. I literally can't do that, Fuka, so you might as well stop asking me. I was like, wow, that's really good advice. If I had any way of being able to use it, I would. Instead, we just kind of have to wait for it to stop being a thing. Alright, well, that was lucky. Wow, Metis really doesn't like Junpei. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, jeez. No, I mean, at least he's not smacking around Yukari. That would have been a significantly bigger problem. Alright, we already know that piercing attacks won't do anything at all. So that's... all kinds of annoying. Alright, the only thing I haven't been able to try was electricity. Where are you keeping that? There we go. The odds seem low, but it's always worth a try. Yeah, use Charm D. Let me get right on that. Yes, I sure do have a lot of that as an option. Thank you for that, Fuka. Man, it would have been nice if those things had a weakness. Alright, then. So, I just kind of have no choice but to hit it with electric and fire magic until it eventually dies. Doesn't even give me any opportunities for lucky critical hits. Yeah, I've definitely been made note of that. I guess use the turn to heal. Your arrows don't work. To be fair, it might be susceptible to striking attacks, and I just haven't been able to find an opportunity to do that because Metis will not get better. There she goes. Alright. Any chance of this working? It does! Alright, so the odds aren't super fantabulously great or anything, but a crit might happen. And once we take care of the blobby things, you know, we'll go through this a whole lot faster. It'll be good. Until then, just slowly but surely bring them down. Take them on home. And Garu, Garu, Garu. Garu! I do appreciate that the fact that the, you know, minion monsters end up not being much of a factor. Alright then, and nobody really needs healing, so I guess just kind of, yeah, bit of an awkward way of going about it. Really glad that that hasn't been working as often as it really probably should be. Yeah, okay, so that's literally the exact opposite of a critical hit. I would prefer if you didn't do that. Take him down! Oi, that's gonna take friggin' forever. Alright then, hang on here, Nope, just, I don't have any choice. I just gotta stick to the plan, I guess. The problem is, I get impatient. And I want to zoom my way through all fast-like and whatnot, but don't really have an option. What I'm doing seems to be pretty much the only thing that I can do. Take 'em, whoosh! There we go. One more round should take out the blobby dudes, so that's a step in the right direction. Alright, of all the characters you could have done that to, that was... it's actually the second worst. Oh wait, no, it's bad because Aigis very currently very much has a healing thing available to her. And literally nothing I can do to fix that in any capacity. That's gonna be a problem! Alright. I'm just going to hope that Aigis doesn't use a healing spell on the thing that's taking a really long time to fight. Hey, all right. Good for Junpei. Dodging them bullets. That's everything you want to see. Now, I'd just really like to take care of these things, because killing them has been kind of difficult. Oh, see, that's a bit of an issue right now, ain't it? Could you? Thank you. All right. I don't know for a fact that this won't work, so... Hey, all right. Okay, well, a hell of a lot better than you using freaking Marikaran over and over. Blang, blang, boom. Big ol' kaboom. And the Nigus does not use healing magic. Wow, literally everybody just attacks Junpei when they're infatuated. That is very bizarre. It's like, well, I've turned against the team. Might as well start stabbing Junpei. And then Junpei gets poisoned. Yeah, I hate to see it. Do I have anything that does that? No, I don't even have a dispoisons. Yeah, that's something that's gonna have to very much change on the next trip to this mall. I'm still not used to not having the many things that I have. Oh, no. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I really wish that wasn't a thing, but, you know. Luckily, enemies... It's weird to say this. Luckily, enemies have significantly more health than party members do. So, healing like 200 HP isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. We can definitely fix that pretty easily. All right, then. Don't worry. The help will be had. All right. Now, people... Wait. Nobody saw that. Literally nobody on the face of the earth saw that that was a thing that I could do this entire time. Nobody saw that. Literally no one. What a weird thing to be weak to! Ugh. Alright, just keep up the strategy, the plan. Never give up, never surrender. See, it doesn't really matter if I've made an incredibly stupid mistake by not realizing that I could get rid of Charm whenever I wanted. As long as I ultimately end up succeeding in the end, then it's only kind of funny and less aggravating. It's like, haha, look at him. He is such the buffoon. He made the mistake, haha, hee hee hoo hoo, and what have you. Instead of, oh my god, he made the mistake and it made everything so much worse and awful and now we all hate him for it. See, as long as that's not what's happening, then it's okay. And it all turned out fine in the end. Well, you do seem to have a lot of poison coursing through your veins, which is a bit of an issue. We have been leveling up a bit. My goodness. No complaints. Growth, too. Nice. Now I don't even gotta have that weird thing equipped. Alright, the bad news is I sure do not have anything to make the poison stop being a thing. The good news is we don't have to worry about that, actually. There's a door. I'd never had poison stick around for long enough to be able to find out. Yeah, okay, it does. It slowly whittles them down over time. Yeah, let's just go through that door real quick. And if it's okay with all y'alls, I'd actually like to take a quick go over to that there pharmacy. First time we've had to have 3 doors. I was afraid of that. These things are just gonna get longer and longer. Oh, well. All right, beep, beep, out of the way, everybody. Igus is going grocery shopping. But for medicine, prepare for the medicines. Sure, strange girl in a costume. I've got new things in stock, do you now? All right, hey, some dispoisons. All right, I can't go absolutely super duper ham. I can't get 900, I can't get 99 of all of them, but I can, 16, that's fine. I would like to grab as, you know, a good amount of them. More than I'm probably going to need. Seems like a good idea in general. And I've got enough revival beads. Definitely not gonna buy any of that. I do, however, have some other things that I can sell. Should hold on to that. But I can sell this, because that's her old axe. Don't need that anymore. Or this. Or these old legs. I'm sure this pharmacist definitely could use that. I've also picked up some items designed for that beautiful facial hair. That's a weird thing. All right, thank you. All right, well, this large supply of money will be useful when new items are available in the weapons and armor categories. There we go. All right, now we're good. We're good. And now, also assuming that we're not going to have to fight another strong presence before we get to probably the next memory door. I feel like that's a pretty safe assumption on how it's going to go. We're probably going to end up going through a bunch of these corridors, and one by one, we're probably going to see, like, really traumatic past memories of literally everybody, which is going to be fun. Also, I appreciate the fact that the game bothers to make the most important door, like, corridor thing glow in case you get lost and forget which one you're supposed to be going through. That's appreciated. It's like, oh, Lord, I've lost track of which door I'm supposed to be through right now. All right, did I already grab the treasures? I did. All right. Then we are good to go. Bring me the trauma door! A trauma door sounds like it might actually be a thing. I see we're doing the whole reused assets thing, huh? All right. That black shadow. I'm sorry. I need a little more time. Gonna try and locate the shadow. You go ahead and do that. I'm gonna try and find holes to jump down. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs! Well, I wish that wasn't a thing. It's a tank! Right. Electric, fire, and ice magic, good. We can also do the slicey. Electric, fire, and ice work. Electric, fire, and ice work. Do not use wind on the tank. Alright, also, fair enough. Do not use wind on the tank. Also, immune to pierce. Yukari, you just stand there and do your best. Be moral support. Now, we can do that. Alright, well, all things considered, doesn't have that great of a HP or defense going for it. Immune to smashing, immune to smashing. So do not use the smashing and do not use wind. Remember immunities. Use ice. We also remember, we cannot shoot. The bullets are piercing, so we must zap. And again, just have to wait and hope that Junpei gets to attack before he gets a chance to. It do. Now, Junpei, I know I've asked this a lot of you lately, but do not miss. Thank you. I figured I would ask him after he ended up doing it, just in case that put some weird cursed, mojo up in the place. Ooh, I want the special treasure chest. That's not fair. Slash ward, that's not worth it. Oh, that's triple not worth it. Yeah, great. Alright, well, having defeated one of you mere moments ago, I can ascertain that you don't provide us with nearly enough of a benefit to make it worth our time. So we're not going to bother. Thank you and good day. And that's no good. Hey, Shadow, you want to turn around so I can maybe just ignore? Yeah, that's actually great. Go off to the corner. Oh, never mind. That's not good. It was a dead end the entire time. Now, I know everybody is chomping at the bit to see me fight these dudes again, but how about no?
I don't think you can get away.
I mean, if that's the way you're gonna go about thinking it, then sure, I suppose all hope is lost. But I see that as a challenge. See, and you had zero faith in my ability to run away. Never doubt my powers of cowardice. Also, it wasn't really cowardice, it was more laziness. Because I know I could have defeated them, it would have just been tedious and ultimately not really worth it in the end. Alright, maybe the shadow will get bored and leave us alone. I feel like we should be far enough away. It's definitely not doing that. Alright. So if I'm just able to maybe... Nope. The odds were incredibly slim, but I tried anyway. Not a fan of having to fight dice. Never a fan of fighting dice. Ow. Alright then. New enemies mean new possible weaknesses. Need to look them up. Knowing my incredibly, unbelievably amazing luck, probably one of these things is going to be weak to electric attacks, and I kind of just missed the boat on it. Okay. Alright, well, that thing at the very least wasn't weak to electric. Any chance of it being fire? That'd be nice. It is fire! Alright, you love to see it. Sometimes you just gotta set fire to a paradise. But don't set fire to paradise. Very, very strong difference between the two. I can definitely do that. I mean, it's going to attempt to, but it doesn't have the ability. Alright then, so we know that fire and wind is the name of the game. Unfortunately, fire is currently one of the things that Metis is not capable of doing, but I assume she'll probably get one soonish. So instead, we'll have to settle with hitting it with a hammer. Whammo! Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Alright then, probably not really gonna get much of a chance, but eh. Hi Pixie is in fact not Huapo, so that's a bit of an issue. Alright then. Bullets work pretty good, so that's good. Alright, and once again, I wish Junpei had the power of being able to use a multi-hitting fire move. Yeah, that seems to kind of be his entire gimmick. It's like, wow, this dude looks terrible and awful and just the worst, but he's actually fairly competent. So, I mean, I gotta give Junpei credit for that much. Hey, good on you, Hi Pixie, even though I've completely replaced you with King Frost. Anyway, yeah, sure. Get rid of Holy Arrow and instead get Dodge Elec. That means literally nothing, but cool. Good on you. Good on you. And just like that, that fight, while annoying, ultimately wasn't a bad thing. Because now I know those things' weaknesses, so if I gotta fight them again, no problems. Kind of wish this game had a creature compendium or something. Some kind of bonus for, you know, analyzing literally every possible enemy. That's the kind of thing I like to do in my free time. Alright, maybe the exit will be this way. Oh, it don't look like it's gonna be this way at all, but I'm running that way. Oh, it was this way! Truly the most Christmas of miracles happened this day. Alright, where are you going? Where are we going today? Alright, we got this spooky fella. Unfortunate, unfortunate, unfortunate. We are definitely not going in the right direction, I feels. I'm totally cool with being, wrong, though, if you want to just, throw a swerve on me, and there you go, there's the way out. This is a much larger floor than I was ready for. This place has got far more baddies than I was ready for. Oh, dear. Okay, well. And I got a leather dog suit, and Metis is in the middle of a fight. Cool. Gonna be something I'm already good against? Oh, as a matter of fact, the answer to that was going to be no. Yeah, if you guys had a weakness, tempting, but you don't, so I'ma leg it. Fighting those tanks is just tedious. It's not rewarding in the slightest. Ain't worth it. Not gonna bother. No, thank you. Oh, Lord. Alright, so we went this way, and that just led to a bunch of dead ends. This entire section, pointless. Look for new avenues. For example, perhaps that might be the way. It is unlikely. Alright, hey, Mr. Shadowman, could you maybe knock that noise off? Thank you. It was the right way. It made the right call. Very rare that's a thing. I'm sorry, but I lost track of the Black Shadow. Seems like the floor ends a little farther down, but I can't see any farther from here. Just keep going for now, I guess. Excellent and astute observations. I said sarcastically, in the way. Stop being in the way. I wasn't even gonna try to run past that thing. Ooh.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
I keep feeling like I've already been fighting these things. I keep, like, black puddles with yellow masks. Which means I'm just finding their weakness a whole bunch. Is that the case? Crap. Well, it's either ice or wind. It wasn't ice. Was it a wind? See, this is the problem when I don't get a chance to analyze things. It was wind. Alright then.
Enemies left.
Indeed. But if you don't mind, could you get back up on your feet?
It's weak against.
All right, well, at least now, no matter what, I'll always have that available. I kind of didn't want to heal it. I just wanted it to stop being on its feet so I could knock it back down. Ultimately, the exact same results were, you know, what we got, but it was still annoying that that happened, and I'm not happy about it. It's, I don't know, the principle of the thing, I suppose. And then we tried to get even more experience points. Da-da-da-da-da. Anybody want to level up again? Yes?
Yes, my skill level has increased.
All right, and if I know my biscuits, and I might, I dare say that means she's already got her, she got Garula again back, perhaps? I think, yeah, Garu is the wind spells. She got the really strong wind spell. Really strong wind spell is appreciated, and I was a fool. Big beetle.
Surprise attack. There's only one.
Cool, now I gotta deal with this creepy nonsense.
I'll scan the target.
All right. I'll just hit it with all the stuff that I got and hope for the best. Burn the bug! Well, that would have made sense. All right. Blow air on the bug. All right, that works. Yeah. I do not care for having to see all those nasty-ass wiggly legs. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I know that already. Thanks. Would have been nice if you gave me that a little bit first. Oh, yeah, okay. So, medium wind damage to all foes. Good. And for sure, that's the good news. We have the ability to use 2 wind spells, which means these beetle monsters may have been significantly more of a problem than they ended up being. And your physical weaknesses or resistances are non-existent, so I can just get rid of ya. Decent experience yield. Better than the tanks.
My skills have increased.
All right, wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. Thank you. All right, does anybody want to maybe just... Oh, Lord, no, thanks. Ain't nothing in that treasure chest worth adding to a battle for. Well, this one maybe, though. And it's a bead. I'd much rather you give me weapon. I want weapon. Oh, Lord. Going down the hole. Didn't even know the hole was over there, but I found the hole. All right. Just gonna... Shabadoo, and that's a problem. Hate when they get me into these damn corridors. Well, that was mildly inconvenient. You got that going for you.
Defense weakened. Please be careful.
Yes. You ain't got to worry about nut nuns. All right, Junpei is currently at 276. Is there a chance that you could give it over to his turn so I could actually see what the amount of HP he gets is?
There are 3 enemies left.
Looking like that's the answer to that would be a no. Bummer.
I won't lose.
All right, the next time I have to go up against like an enemy that definitely will take multiple cycles, I need to actually pay attention.
I won't lose.
Shaboosh! And everybody done fell down, so now everybody gonna get themselves punched in the face. Big ol' face punches for everybody. And this time, I think I actually am gonna go for Black Frost. Or is it Dark Frost? I'm not sure. It's Black Frost. All right. Black Frost, correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't you a persona that also gives like both ice and fire? Mudo, Agilio, and Bufula. All right, so that's dark, fire, and ice. That's a pretty good combo. All right, that's good. At least now I have something that I can use when something is weak against darkness now. Other than bringing Horomaru. But Horomaru was basically on the team 24/7 after he joined, so that's why I felt like getting him a break. I mean, I like Horomaru and everything, but I feel like the general downside of a companion like Horomaru is the fact that he can't talk. So, as far as character is concerned, he's basically just cool dog. And that's about as far as you're ever going to get with him. He had a good backstory, though. Looks like a dead end, except for that, door. All right, whose tragic backstory do we get a front view seat to this time?
a sec. You're the captain, aren't you?
Quit pushing! Practice time's over!
Hey, you, Sonata-kun, right?
I wonder who this could be about.
That's right.
He younger! Wow. Apparently, as he aged, his bandage migrated.
That was an amazing bout. I've never seen a junior high fighter deliver a KO like that.
I've never seen a junior high have a boxing club.
I'm with the school you were up against in the finals. What do you say about enrolling with us?
Nah, I just like punching.
We'll give you a fat scholarship. You'd only have to pay half your tuition.
Hey, you're from another school? That's against the rules and you know it!
Yeah, but since when has that stopped anybody from trying?
Sorry, but I don't see any reason to join a school that places second.
Burn!
Get out of here.
Akihiko-kun is so cool.
I'm glad that they managed to find the most high-pitched and squealy voiced people in the recording booth for these characters.
You hear that? He'd never go to your loser school.
Come on already, go home! Damn it, we can't leave until you guys do.
Couldn't you have handled that a little more politely?
Also younger!
I heard it gets crowded after practice, so I waited here instead.
Okay, if I'm gonna be completely straight up, the 3D model, yeah. The 2D image does that. That doesn't look like Mitsuru. I guess because she has more of her face showing than her hair usually allows, but that's very strange. For some reason it seems off to me. Anybody else?
Class C, Akihiko Sonata.
Oh, wait, is this the recruitment?
What do you want?
For you to punch things?
Aren't you going to ask who I am?
Nah.
No need. Whatever you've come for, I don't want to get involved. All I want is to train and get stronger.
Yeah, well, what if you could train and get stronger while punching monsters?
It's nothing troublesome. I have a very simple request.
I sincerely doubt it is not troublesome, considering what we know, but go for it.
A request?
I have enemies that need defeating.
Okay, see, now that's probably the most nefarious way you could have phrased it.
They're not people, I assure you. You wouldn't be bound by the rules of boxing. No. The enemies I speak of, they're related to what you've recently been experiencing each midnight. You see, I'm in the same situation. I experience the same thing you do. The difference is, I know what it means. If you come with me, I'll share what I know with you.
Or, more importantly, I'll give you things to punch.
Who are you?
I thought there was no need.
Mitsuru Kirijo. I'm a third year, like yourself.
Kirijo. I've heard that name before.
Yeah, that stands to reason.
You said you wanted to build your strength. What you really need is a riskier challenge.
Namely, putting your life on the line. Yeah.
And with this, you can challenge them.
You really need to elaborate on what those things do before you hand them to people, I gotta be honest. I mean, huh? Alright. Girl in a hallway offered me a gun. Aight. Seems legit. Alright. Alright, that wasn't nearly as much of a... I kind of figured we would probably, you know, actually see something bad.
Door vanished this time too.
Like, I don't know, probably, you know, some of those events involving Shinji and stuff, you know, stuff to really get under Akihiko's skin. That was more just sort of an origin story.
First Ken's past and now mine. The world isn't mean.
It means everybody gonna be getting a clip show today.
I have no idea either. That really brought me back, though. We were both in junior high then.
To tell the truth, I thought that girl was crazy until I first summoned my persona. What was I supposed to expect when you gave me what looked like a gun 5 minutes after meeting me?
Okay, so they are going to point that out. Cool. All right. Legit. Straight up. Thank you. Respect. That's all I asked. Like, Mitsuru, seriously. Work on your socialization skills.
All part of the plan. That was the best way I could think of to get your attention.
Just it's like, here, have a gun. Okay, you know what? I guess I gotta give her credit. That would get someone's attention, wouldn't it?
If I'd asked you to do something like fight for justice, I knew you'd never listen.
You don't know that.
You can say that again.
Or maybe you do. Whatever. You two know each other better than I know either of you, so fair enough.
So that was a school.
Legally, yes.
Yes, it was. But it was only a small portion of a school.
Yeah, no, it was straight up. There was the whole dang thing. School is a hallway.
Really? Then it's actually much bigger than that?
Irritatingly so. To the point where it's a pain in the ass to get from one place to another.
Yes. Have you really never been outside before?
I think she only exists because of this space-time fluctuation thingamabobbo. So, would make sense.
Well, that's... I didn't mean to embarrass you. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Thinking back on it, they kept me from leaving the dorm at first, too. Do you also go to school, sister?
She did, but she decided that that was for nerds and gave it up like a real awesome gal.
I did. But after this spring, I won't be going anymore.
And despite the fact that I feel like this game is going to treat that as a bad thing, I have a hard time feeling that way. I understand because, you know, it's like a separation thing and she's like getting away from her friends and that's a problem and it's a character thing. I get that, but my resentment towards school in general really kind of overrides that.
Huh? How come?
Because I cannot stress this enough, school sucks.
All your friends go. They are your friends, right? You like to be around them, don't you?
That's the question.
Why? It's because
I imagine it would bring up bad memories that you'd rather not have to feel anymore. That's my guess.
well, I thought it over and it was my own decision.
Yeah, but that's not actually an explanation.
Oh, I see.
That's just your way of saying I don't want to explain.
You know, I don't think Metis is a bad person at all.
No, I don't think so either. I think she was just kind of dumb.
No, not really bad. More like...
Naive, misguided. I don't know. There's a lot of words, maybe.
We've been taking her so seriously up till now, but
Well, I mean, generally, when a robot comes out of nowhere and attempts to murder you, you tend to take that kind of seriously.
she's just a kid inside, isn't she?
Maybe so.
A kid with a giant honking hammer. You decide to return to the lounge, where you lounge about.
You're the only one world, one love, but the battle goes on, shadows of mass destruction. Ooh, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Baby, baby. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ooh, yes. Do-do-do-do.